Aron, challenging course today. This car is already a handful as it is, I'm sure. Tell us what it was like to get to the summit today.
I'm not sure that I used much the throttle, considering the truck makes...
Aron Kaufman was more than just a mechanic on Fast and Loud. He was the man who gave the show its soul. For 6 years, fans watched him transform rusted junk into stunning machines that could rival anything on the road. His calm focus, creative mind, and hardworking nature made him the heart of the Gas Monkey Garage. But in 2017, when he suddenly walked away from the hit Discovery Channel show, people were shocked. Why would someone leave fame, fortune, and millions of loyal fans behind? The answer wasn't simple. Behind the cameras, things were far from perfect. Money problems, creative control, and personal conflicts slowly pushed Aron toward the edge. He had spent years building cars at record speed for television, sacrificing sleep, health, and happiness to meet impossible deadlines. The man fans saw smiling on screen was quietly breaking down inside. What most people didn't know was that Aron's story started long before the bright lights of reality TV. It began in a small Texas town, inside a trailer, with a young boy who loved engines more than anything else. His journey from that tiny workshop to international fame was full of challenges, heartbreak, and surprising twists that would test him in every possible way. Aron Kaufman was born on January 26, 1982, in Crowley, Texas. He grew up in a family that didn't have much money, but they had determination. His father worked long days as a mechanic, earning just enough to support the family. They lived in a small trailer where Aron and his younger brother shared one tiny room. Even in those tough conditions, Aron's curiosity for machines stood out. At the age of 10, he took apart the family's broken lawnmower with nothing but a kitchen knife and a screwdriver. Not only did he fix it, but he made it work even better than before. That moment showed his natural gift. Every night, he read his dad's old repair manuals, sometimes falling asleep with greasy pages in his hands. By the age of 12, Aron had built homemade go-karts from lawnmower engines and shopping carts, hitting speeds of over 30 miles per hour. But his passion came at a cost. One of his first exhaust systems exploded during a test run, burning his arm so badly that he needed 23 stitches. Still, he never gave up. While other kids spent time watching TV, Aron spent his nights fixing engines with a flashlight. His love for mechanics became his identity, even when life kept testing him with setbacks. By his teenage years, Aron was already more skilled than most adults in his town. He started fixing cars for money at just 16, earning more than many grown-ups in Crowley. Despite being a talented student, he struggled in school because all he wanted to do was work on engines. He skipped more than 100 school days in 1 year, spending his time in small auto shops around Dallas County. His teachers saw his potential, and one even helped him stay in school by covering for his absences. When he turned 18, Aron tried college for a short time but dropped out after just 1 semester. He didn't want to sit in classrooms learning theory. He wanted to build things with his hands. That decision disappointed his family, but Aron believed he was made for something different. For the next few years, he took whatever mechanical work he could find, slowly building a reputation as one of the most talented fabricators in Texas. Then, one day in 2002, fate stepped in. While working at a small Dallas garage, Aron met a man named Richard Rawlings. Richard was starting a new custom car shop called Gas Monkey Garage, and he immediately saw the spark in Aron. That meeting would change both of their lives forever. Gas Monkey Garage became the foundation for something much bigger. With Aron as lead fabricator and Richard as the face of the business, the shop turned into a full-blown brand. In 2012, Discovery Channel launched Fast and Loud, and it was an instant hit. Aron's calm attitude, skill, and creativity made him a fan favorite. Behind the scenes, however, life wasn't easy. The team worked over 100 hours a week, sometimes rebuilding cars in just days. Aron was so exhausted that he once fell asleep inside a car during filming. Despite the fame and success, he was reaching his breaking point. He and Richard often argued about how cars should be built. Aron wanted quality and safety, while Richard focused on tight TV deadlines and profit. Their differences became even more obvious during big projects like the Ferrari F40 rebuild and the De Tomaso Pantera EcoBoost build. Aron felt pressured to cut corners to meet the show's schedule, something he refused to do. He realized that the garage had become more of a TV set than a real workshop. For someone who truly loved craftsmanship, that was heartbreaking. He began to feel trapped. A man known for creativity now stuck following scripts. The more successful Fast and Loud became, the less free Aron felt. By 2016, tension between Aron Kaufman and Richard Rawlings had reached its peak. Their friendship, which had started with shared passion, had turned into a business battle. During one motorcycle build, Richard constantly overruled Aron in front of the crew, humiliating him. Aron had already been dealing with exhaustion, anxiety, and long work hours that left him with no personal life. He had even undergone emergency surgery, but returned to work almost immediately because the cameras never stopped rolling. Then came one last straw, a dangerous semi-truck project that Aron believed wasn't safe. Richard wanted to finish it quickly for the show, but Aron refused to risk someone's life for TV ratings. That was the moment he decided to leave. On March 6, 2017, Aron announced on Facebook that he was leaving Gas Monkey Garage. Fans were stunned. The man who had built the show from the ground up was walking away from millions. But for Aron, it wasn't about money, it was about freedom. He later called his time at the garage a creative prison, where real craftsmanship no longer mattered. His departure marked the end of an era, both for the show and for the partnership that had made it famous. After leaving Fast and Loud, Aron started his own company, ArcLight Fabrication, in Dallas, specializing in custom Ford F-100 trucks. Fans expected big things, but success didn't come easily. His new show, Shifting Gears with Aron Kaufman, launched in 2018 but struggled to attract viewers. Critics said it lacked the excitement of Fast and Loud, and Aron admitted he felt burned out. Things got worse when clients accused him of abandoning expensive car projects worth over $300,000. Lawsuits and financial problems followed, threatening to destroy everything he had built. Then tragedy struck when a fire broke out at his shop in 2019, destroying thousands of dollars in parts and equipment. Even though the fire was caused by faulty wiring that Aron himself had installed, he refused to give up. He rebuilt from scratch, paying for the damages out of his own pocket. In 2020, he tried to modernize his business by offering electric conversion kits for classic trucks, but traditional car fans were outraged. They accused him of ruining history. Despite the criticism, younger buyers loved the idea, and soon his orders skyrocketed. Aron had once again found a way to stay ahead of the curve, proving that real innovation sometimes means upsetting the old ways. The years after Fast and Loud tested Aron Kaufman in every way possible. After losing much of his TV income, he struggled to keep his company alive. He took loans, sold his race cars, and even came close to bankruptcy. He also faced personal challenges, including problems in his marriage and battles with anxiety. In 2021, a health scare nearly ended everything when his appendix burst while he was working late at night. He was found unconscious and spent weeks in recovery. During that time, he decided to slow down and focus on his well-being. He went to therapy and started to rebuild not just his company but also his peace of mind. Financially, things began to improve after a new business partnership helped stabilize ArcLight. By 2024, his company had grown into a global brand, selling custom parts and wheels to clients around the world. His electric truck conversions became a hit with a new generation of car lovers. Aron had proven once again that he could adapt and rise stronger from failure. What began as a painful fall had turned into a story of rebirth and resilience. Today, Aron Kaufman stands as one of the most respected builders in the automotive world. His journey from a small-town kid in Texas to a global name in custom fabrication is proof of what passion, skill, and integrity can achieve. He learned the hard way that fame isn't always freedom. On Fast and Loud, he built cars for television. Now he builds them for himself. His shop in Austin, Texas, combines old-school metalwork with new electric technology, bridging the gap between classic craftsmanship and modern innovation. He may not be on TV every week, but he doesn't need to be. Aron's legacy lives through the cars he creates, the people he inspires, and the lessons his story teaches. That real success is about staying true to what you love, even when it costs you everything. After years of struggle, failure, and triumph, Aron Kaufman has finally found peace doing what he was born to do, building beautiful machines that tell stories just like his own. Many fans know Aron Kaufman as the quiet, bearded genius who could fix or build anything. But off camera, he's a completely different person, more reserved, thoughtful, and deeply philosophical. Those who've worked with him often describe him as a perfectionist who demands excellence not only from others, but also from himself. He once said in an interview, "If you're going to do something, do it right or don't do it at all." That mindset guided his entire career, but it also made his life harder than most people realize. His relationships often suffered because of his obsession with work. While filming Fast and Loud, he sometimes spent 3 or 4 nights in the garage without going home. His girlfriend at the time, Lauren Moore Knobb, supported him for years, but the long hours and constant filming eventually took a toll. By 2019, the two quietly separated, and Aron later admitted that fame had made him lose touch with the people who truly cared for him. "When you're chasing success," he said, "you forget that it means nothing if you have no one to share it with." Those words revealed a softer side of the man fans saw as a tough builder. Behind the noise of engines and tools, Aron Kaufman was also a man learning how to rebuild his life, piece by piece. After leaving Fast and Loud, Aron didn't just change his business, and he changed his entire philosophy. Instead of building cars to impress TV audiences, he started focusing on personal projects that had meaning. His new workshop, Arclight Fabrication, became a space of creativity and experimentation. He surrounded himself with a smaller, hand-picked team of builders who shared his passion for detail. Every vehicle they built was treated like a piece of art, from the curve of the metal to the sound of the exhaust. But it wasn't just about speed anymore. Aron began exploring eco-friendly builds, mixing modern technology with classic style. His electric Ford F-100 project gained massive attention for turning a 1970s truck into a futuristic machine while keeping its vintage soul. Many old-school fans called him a traitor to tradition, but Aron didn't mind. He believed the future of car culture depended on innovation, not nostalgia. "If we stop evolving," he said, "we stop building." That mindset put him ahead of the curve once again. By 2023, Arclight Fabrication was collaborating with electric motor companies and universities to design sustainable power systems for custom vehicles, proving that Aron wasn't just a mechanic anymore. He had become an inventor, shaping the next chapter of automotive history. While many reality TV stars chase attention long after their shows end, Aron Kaufman took a completely different path. After 2020, he disappeared from public life for nearly 2 years. Fans worried he had retired, but in truth, Aron was working silently behind the scenes. He began consulting for major car brands like Ford and Tesla, helping them design new components and performance parts. His knowledge of mechanical balance and airflow made him one of the most respected experts in his field. During this quiet period, he also started teaching young mechanics through online workshops and small community classes in Texas. These sessions weren't about fame or money. They were about passing on real skills to the next generation. He taught them not just how to fix cars, but how to think like engineers. One of his students later said, "Aron doesn't just build cars, he builds confidence." By 2024, thousands of young mechanics around the world were following his online tutorials, inspired by his honesty and technical wisdom. His quiet success proved that real influence doesn't come from being on TV. It comes from making a difference in people's lives. Even though Aron had achieved peace, his journey wasn't free from criticism. Some fans and media outlets accused him of abandoning the show that made him famous. Others called him arrogant for refusing to return to Fast and Loud when Discovery Channel offered him a huge comeback deal in 2021. But Aron stayed firm. He said he didn't want to go back to something that had once made him miserable. Instead, he focused on finding balance, something he had ignored for most of his career. He started hiking in Colorado, adopted 2 rescue dogs, and began practicing meditation. Friends said it was the first time they had seen him genuinely happy in years. He even turned part of his shop into a quiet reading space, where he spent evenings studying design, engineering, and philosophy.